Okay. I'm going to pick this up now.
The tomato sauce had splattered on the floor. It was a blob of chewing gum, probably carried in on somebody's shoe. I spread some of this sauce around with my shoe. It looked a little bit like a blood stain, but it still wasn't right. If I was going to distract the cop, I had to get rid of that gum.
Do I have anything?
I scraped up the chewing gum with my press card, hoping the inspector wouldn't notice. I'd made a convincing bloodstain, but was it I? The tomato sauce looked as close to blood as it was ever going to.
There we go.
Inspector!
Yes?
Have you seen the stain on the floor over there? It looks like blood.
Indeed. How very curious. I must investigate immediately, before one of these idiots steps in it. Interesting. Maybe it is time to employ the machine.
Okay, Georges. That should distract him for a while.
Nice work, Nico. I'll let you know what I find in the office. I was sure the inspector hadn't seen me slip away, but I needed to be quick, because it wouldn't take him long. It was a pretty flamboyant-looking clock. The poster advertised the 1975 Stockholm Music Festival, headlined by a group called the Hairy Lobsters. It was a hookah pipe. Those things gave me a headache. A pair of evil eyes stared from a partially covered poster. I didn't imagine Henri as a musician. Henri sure liked his clutter. The frame containing pressed flowers. Henri sure had his quirks.
Oh, that's the Broken Sword 2 thingy.
I didn't want to carry the tape around. I had a feeling I wasn't going to need it. I didn't feel the need to take Henri's eraser. I didn't like the idea of a pocket full of sharp pins. I didn't need a business card. The pen could have been useful. Then again, it might have leaked all over my pocket. The lighter was corroded and grimy. It'd probably never work again. I decided to leave it. Carrying an ink pot around inside my pocket would have been stupid. The ink would have stained my hands for days. The switch controlled the small desk lamp. It was the paper that Nico wrote for. Nico lived for the day her story would be on the front cover.
Okay.
There was nothing else in the drawer. The folder looked interesting. This was very definitely tampering with evidence. It was a completion of work notice from a company called Vera Security. They weren't the guys we'd recommended. Henri had gone behind our backs to choose a different security outfit. Huh. I'd never heard of Vera Security, but there was an address and phone number on the form. Henri's notice board was covered with all kinds of junk. Henri had a model of a VW camper van painted in hippie colors. The engine capacity was displayed on the back, 1600 cc. The trinkets, the junk, the instruments. Henri was kind of a hippie at heart. The statue was jaunty. up close and personal, I could see that the fig leaf was hinged. The sofa had clearly taken some punishment over the years.
Before I do anything else, I came in for CCTV.
The CCTV system was ancient. It took individual shots and recorded them to tape. It looked like I needed to enter a passcode to view the recording. I needed to find a 4-digit number.
Okay.
Thankfully, there was no one around to see me do this. Very interesting. I wasn't going to open the safe without the key. I was fairly sure that even Henri wouldn't be silly enough to keep it hidden in the office. The completion note from Vera's security. There was an address. The woman in the picture looked vaguely familiar. A naked lady stared at me seductively. Henri may have been a hippie, but a hippie with plenty of disposable income. It looked like Henri had saved the best booze for the back room. The street was quiet. It was hard to tell if the lava lamp was retro or just plain old. Henri may have been a hippie. The telephone was an antique rotary model. The handset looked greasy. The calendar looked like a child's school project. Henri had ringed 27th May and scrawled birthday. Poor guy hadn't quite made it to his big day.
I wonder.
And there I was, thinking that Henri might have set such an obvious code. No such luck. I needed to find a 4-digit number.
There's got to be clues. So what is it, the 27th of May? Oh, hang on, what's that?
There was a crumpled letter in the wastebasket.
It's a waste basket? Okay, it should be on there.
In the trash can, I found a crumpled letter from Henri's credit card company, demanding immediate payment. It listed extravagant purchases from a variety of ladies' fashion stores. The address indicated that Henri lived in the chic and expensive 16th arrondissement of Paris. I decided to put the letter back. Henri's financial problems weren't my business. But now I knew where he lived.
The 27th of May.
It was an antiquarian.
Shut up. 27th of May. Now we're doing American numbers in this game, so 27th of May, January, February, March, April, May. Oh,
Bingo. I rewound the tape to before the robbery. This was the first interesting frame. It was Henri studying La Maledicció. He couldn't have had any idea what was about to happen. Was Henri studying that picture, or did he look worried? There was definitely more to this robbery than I first thought. The image was a little fuzzy, but in the center of the painting was what looked like a snake eating its own tail. I thought about what the priest said. There was definitely something unsettling about the picture. That was the earliest shot with anything interesting on it. Nico and I were taking a look at La Maledicció just before the robbery. Funny, the painting didn't strike me as remarkable at the time, just odd. There I was, looking at the exhibition. It seemed that whenever Nico stepped back into my life, so did trouble. A good view of La Maledicció. I could kind of see why Father Simeon thought it was evil. There was a certain presence about it. The killer caught in the act. There was nothing really distinctive about him. The CCTV had caught the killer in the act of lifting La Maledicció from the wall. He knew exactly which painting to take. The moment it all went horribly wrong. Why hadn't Henri backed down when the thief pulled the gun? If that was me, I'd have done whatever the guy wanted. There was some writing on the front of his helmet, but I couldn't quite make it out. The killer making his getaway. A logo on the front of his helmet read Waterloo Motors. That could be useful. The painting was gone. There I was, taking a look at the alarm box. Hopefully I didn't look too suspicious. I hadn't thought about that when I was taking a look at the camera. Not my best angle. That was the last shot. I'd probably learned everything I could from the CCTV.
Monsieur, sir, you have snuck in here, and now you are tampering with my evidence.
I wasn't tampering with anything. I was just looking for clues.
That is my job, Monsieur...
Stobbart. George Stobbart. Paris Mutual. We insured the exhibition.
Oh, really? So, you have plenty to gain from the robbery.
Well, no. We have plenty to lose from the robbery.
Don't patronize me, monsieur. Only a fool wouldn't know how insurance works.
Yeah. No flies on you, Inspector.
Exactly. I have to get up very early in the morning, which means I can be sure to catch the worm.
So I see.
May I remind you, monsieur, that a serious crime has been committed. I am going to have to ask you to return to the gallery.
Of course. But I do need to ask you a few questions.
D'accord. But remember, anything you say can be used against you, Monsieur Stobbart.
Okay, I'll bear that in mind. Do you know anything about a company called Vera Security?
No, I have never heard of them. Now, I must get on with my investigation.
It's very likely that the security camera holds a clue to the killer's identity.
Monsieur, I am a professional, and you are an amateur. So, leave the investigating to me, huh? Pal? Monsieur, you are American, no?
Yeah, California born and bred.
Of course. I think perhaps you are wanting to be like that Starsky and Butch, monsieur. No? Rolling around on top of fast cars with beautiful ladies, firing your gun.
Interesting idea, Inspector, but not really my style.
Indeed. Well, let me tell you something, monsieur. You are my prime suspect.
Me?
You may go now, but I will need to speak with you again.
I had some valuable leads. But before following up on him, I had important business to attend to. Hey, Nico, you want to grab a quick cup of coffee?
Sure.
I am pleased to announce that I have finished my preliminary investigation. This is now an official crime scene, and you must all go. I shall be questioning all of you again in the coming days. Nobody is to leave the country, particularly you, Monsieur Stobbart. Monsieur Lane will stay behind to help secure the premises. Mo?
Yes, Inspector.
Let them out.
Right away, sir.
Two coffees, please.
Nice work in there, Nico. Whatever you did, it worked.
I just made a tiny distraction, and Navet bought it.
I think Navet would buy anything if it had blood on it. You know, this whole setup, the theft, the murder, it just doesn't make sense.
What do you mean?
Like I said, I think it was an inside job.
Go on.
Someone disabled the alarm, but on just one painting.
Let me guess. La Maledicció.
Exactly. And I aim to find out who did it. The CCTV picked up an image of the thief. His helmet had the words Waterloo Motors written across it.
Interesting. I think I got a couple of good shots of him too, but I need to take a better look at them at home.
Great. Let me know what you find. Well, the priest thinks La Maledicció is evil.
Charles, she's just crazy.
Yeah, you're probably right. But there's something strange going on. I found the address of the security company Henri employed. It was not the one that I recommended.
Good luck with your investigations. Well, I guess I should go. This story won't write itself. And Josh,
Yeah?
it's good to see you again.
Great to see you too, Nico. I watched her walk away. The sound of traffic, the sun shining, a crime to solve, and Nico back in my life.
So what have we got? I can't go there. I go Henri's apartment or Vieira security. Let's go here first, I think.
As I approached Henri's apartment, I started to doubt whether coming here so soon after his death was such a great idea. Tony's Brasserie. Looked expensive. Parisian spring fashion. Reminds me why I love this city. I recognized the name Sasha from the charges listed in Henri's credit card letter. Paris sure had a lot of similar-looking cafes. Unsurprisingly, the front door was locked.
Yes. Who is it?
Excuse me, madame. This is George Stobbart. Could I talk to you?
George, what?
George Stobbart, madame. I'm from the insurance company.
For God's sake, did they have all this? I don't want to buy insurance.
No, I'm not selling, madame. It's about the gallery theft.
Oh, I see. You people move fast, don't you? This isn't a good time. I am so distraught.
Madame, Right. Now, that hadn't achieved much.
I don't think there's anything else I can do here. Okay, let's go to the security company then.
The address led me to a dead-end alley at the end of a deadbeat mall. No wonder I'd never heard of Vera's security.
Please don't touch the sign. You'll just make it worse.
The neon sign buzzed and blinked horribly. The stall was a myriad of retro kitsch. Bottle stoppers, keychains, musical cards. The guy managed to look busy, even though he had no customers.
Hi. I wonder if you can help me. I'm looking for Vera's security.
Yes, of course. It's the shop behind you.
Thank you. The name's George, by the way.
Call me Bassam. And do please forgive me, but I'm in no mood to talk. I have a resounding headache.
Bad migraine, eh?
The worst. The buzzing and flashing from the old sign is killing me. I thought the neon sign had potential until it broke.
Is it your sign?
No, the previous owners. Used to be a restaurant. But this is horrible. Adversely affecting my footfall and giving me a splitting headache.
You want me to try fixing that sign for you?
Do you know what you're doing?
I'm very good at fixing things.
Then please do. I'm no good at electricals. Marketing analysis and predicting trends is more my thing.
Bassam had already told me.
Smell this.
Ooh. At least it's the real thing.
Do you have any use for nail clippers?
No.
I took a good look at the sign. The wiring was exposed and the cover broken. No wonder it was flashing. I pulled the wire off. Well, that was one way to stop the letters flashing. Now only half the sign was illuminated.
Well, I fixed the buzzing.
The buzzing and flashing has stopped.
And I'm very grateful. But the sign still looks pretty terrible, doesn't it? When you're building a brand from the ground up, name is everything. I need a name that makes my customers long for adventure and treasures from faraway places.
I could take a look at your sign, come up with something.
You're like a genie from a magic lamp.
Tell me about your business idea.
This stall is going to put me through college while giving me field experience. But the nonsense sign is working against me. It should spell a name for my shop. I need something original, yet familiar, bright and in your face, yet subtle and symbolic.
I decided to keep the wire. If Bassam knew how flimsy the sign was, he wouldn't be happy.
So he wants... I'm guessing I've got to sort of light up the objectives, rearrange that small word that is appropriate by the letters.
Seemed the letters could be moved around. Shame it didn't have the right letters to spell Bassam. I'd have to think of something else.
Oh, I see. Sala. I don't know what I'm doing.
Vera's security. I was going to get some answers there. I hoped.
Help!
What's wrong?
There's a monster
What? Where?
on the floor. Get rid of it.
Oh, the cockroach.
Yes, the cockroach. Help!
Come here, little fella. I was never going to catch it with my bare hands. That would have violated the Chemical Weapons Convention. There were crumbs on the floor. No wonder the cockroach was sticking around. I think cockroaches are kind of cute. But only kind of. I refused to torture the little fella. Even cockroaches have rights. That wouldn't make any sense. That was never going to work.
Stretch goal.
There was a huge cockroach in the way.
No, I can't get over there.
The ashtray was full of cigarette butts. The filters were gold-colored. Very exotic. Romanov's, a Russian brand cigarette. The pack was empty. As a child, I'd always been told not to play with matches, but I never could resist. A crumpled cigarette pack.
Uh-huh.
A plan started to form in my mind, but I would need the matchbox to be empty.
Well, empty the
I
matchbox.
tipped out the matches. I set down my matchbox. Cockroaches like hiding in dark places. Not a bad idea when you think about it. Cockroach wasn't going for it. I needed some bait. The box needed some bait.
Hello, I'm... Cockroach! I see the little beggar.
Okay. I need